Hey guys, here's what we're going to be making today. It is this little toilet roll plush. And I think this one is super cute and it's really quick and simple to make too. So yes, I'm just going to get started by listing the materials that you will need. For this tutorial, you will need felt in the colours cream and brown. You will also need the same colours in thread plus a slightly darker colour. The template, which you can download in the video description. Fabric scissors, a sewing needle and some stuffing. Use a coloured pencil to trace around your small rectangle onto brown felt. Cut it out and you should get something like this. Now take your cream felt and do the same thing for these two pieces. Once you've done that, take this small circular piece and place it onto your circle that we've just cut out. Then all I'm going to do is trace around this again with a coloured pencil and cut out the shape. And then all your pieces are cut out. Now thread your needle with cream coloured thread, and now we're going to make these little lines on the toilet roll. So I'm going to show you how to do this. We're just using a really basic running stitch. So insert your needle where the bottom of the line is going to go, or where the line's going to end, I guess, is how to say it better. Sorry, I can't talk. And then all we're going to do is poke your needle in the fabric and we're just weaving it in and out basically. Try to make sure that your last stitch is going into the fabric as opposed to coming out of the fabric, because otherwise you'll have sort of half a stitch and it won't look as good. So once you've done that, just make sure it's not all taut, and then it should look like that. So I'm going to do 4 lines on this piece of toilet roll. You can obviously change that if you prefer, but I'm going to show you what that looks like once I've done. Here is how that looks once it's all done. And now what you need to do is pick one of these squares and use your brown thread, or if you like you can use felt or whatever, and we're just going to make a little face. If you want to learn more about sewing on faces, I have an entire video dedicated to that topic, so that is going to be in the video description if you want to check it out. Okay, so once you've done that, we're going to start assembling the pieces together. So take this brown rectangle that we cut out earlier, and what you're going to do is you're going to put the two ends together to make a loop, and then just use the fell stitch to sew down this edge to secure that in place. Here is what that looks like. And when you're doing this, I just wanted to say, remember that this side is actually going to be on the inside of your plush. So little things like, you see this knot here, and these stitches are a lot messier than the ones inside. So it's just better to bear that in mind when you're sewing. Now the next thing we're going to do is attach this inside section to the top and bottom pieces. So take one of your circular pieces and place it on top. Then we're going to sew around this inner edge using the blanket stitch. This part can be a little bit tricky at first, but what I find is that if I just put my finger inside this part, then that's enough to just hold it steady while you sew the blanket stitch, and it just makes it that little bit easier. Now do the same for the other side, and you should get something like this. So now all we need to do is sew on this final piece, and we're just going to put it at the side like this, and then again using the blanket stitch, stitch all the way along this edge to sew around the top. Once you've sewn all the way around this edge, you should have this little flap hanging out, and we're going to leave that like that because it's supposed to be like the bit of toilet roll. So what we need to do to close this gap is just sew down here using, I guess it's like a fell stitch. I'm just going to do little horizontal lines, and that's just to make sure that none of the stuffing escapes from out here. Then once you've done that, we just need to sew up this last edge, and don't forget to stuff as you go along. And then once you've done that, then we are finished. So I really hope you guys like this tutorial. As always, if you make this, I would really love to see a video response. I have been reading a couple of your comments. Well, obviously I read all your comments, but I mean I've seen a couple comments saying that they prefer it when I do, like when I vary my videos a little bit. So when I have some simple plushies and then some complicated plushies. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and I hope you guys are okay with that. And yes, I'm going to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.